Oh man, okay dog, I'm seeing a lot of misinformation out there, but I'm here to set the record straight for folks, okay? Let's get straight into it. So after DDG put in his temporary restraining order and Halle Bailey responded, we went over those in 2 different live streams. The judge has spoken, and basically DDG has been granted his temporary restraining order. But Halle Bailey can take Halo out the country. A continuance has been granted until June 24th of this year. That's what happened. But let's get to more of the details. Also, if you guys missed the live stream when I went over Halle Bailey's documents that she filed in response to DDG, I'll play it towards the end of this, all right? But first thing first, so let's see what the judge said in regards to denying the ex parte. See, that's what was denied, the ex parte, but the blogs were confused and they reported that the restraining order was denied. So it says the court denies the ex parte application. Respondent's ex parte request for continuance is denied as it does not meet requirements of posing a matter of imminent concern and is moot given the continuance granted during the June 4th, 2025 restraining order hearing for a case blase blase. So what they're saying is we already granted the continuance in the restraining order filing, so we don't have to grant it here. And plus, in regards to the actual matter that you are filing, what you're talking about in ex parte, is not an imminent concern. And that's everything when he says that she's a threat to herself and therefore she's a threat to the child. That's what they're referring to. So it says respondent's ex parte request for an order prohibiting petitioner from traveling outside the United States with the party's minor child is denied as the court finds insufficient evidence of imminent emotional and psychological risk to the minor child during petitioner's business trip to Italy, particularly considering the court's ruling on respondent's competing domestic violence restraining order case blah blah blah, which includes limited child abduction orders. Further evidence is required at a notice hearing for the court to issue more restrictive orders, as the court has granted sole legal and physical custody to petitioners temporarily until the next court hearing, based on evidence provided in petitioner's domestic violence restraining order request. So even for Halle, she's going to have to provide more information so her order stays in place past that point once they meet again. But as of now, things are going to stay the same as far as whether or not she can have the child, because she needs, the judge is a lady, she needs to be able to look at more information, more concrete evidence, because we did grant that restraining order for a reason. Let's hold on to that point, because her restraining order included Halo in there. The judge is holding on to that point. Like I said, DDG was granted his temporary restraining order, and this is it right here. Protected person, Dale Granberry, and restrained person, Halle Bailey. Confidential, ex-girlfriend, mother of child. You see all this information. And also, you see down here, TRO until 6/4/2025 at 8:30 a.m. That's when they'll be in person with each other. He tried to do the same thing in reverse. Other protected people, the judge scratched this out because the judge wasn't granting this. As far as Halo being another protected person from Halle, the judge didn't grant it, scratched that out. But for you, yeah, y'all last need to stay away from each other. And I'm gonna keep it G. They don't need to be around each other. Halle, DDG, they don't need to be around each other. I agree with that from the judge. I do wish that they do come to some type of conclusion. I don't think each side thinks the situation is as dire as they are making it out to be. I think both sides want control in some type of way of the situation. But once they remove their ego and are truly trying to do best for the child, then they will understand that they need to figure out a way to get that 50-50 shit going. In case you're wondering, it's the judge, the trees, bird song, and that's how she ruled. I know people are gonna say things about her. I don't know if she has any bias or whatever, but it's the judge right here. And if you wonder what DDG's lawyer is saying, they said the court granted Mr. Granberry a temporary restraining order based on the serious allegations set forth in its application. The statement reads, the issuance of this order reflects the court's finding that there is sufficient cause to provide immediate legal protection while the matter proceeds. At this time, custody-related issues remain pending and are subject to full evidentiary hearing, where both parties will have the opportunity to present their claims and defenses. These are highly sensitive matters involving a minor child, and Mr. Granberry remains committed to resolving them through the appropriate legal channels, not the court of public opinion. But I ain't gonna lie, my boy, y'all put on a good show for public opinion. Y'all did the other day, and it did contextualize things for people that was sitting in the middle. But I think when it came down to it, I think some things that may have raised concern is, yes, DDG didn't want to file this until she filed her. And yes, Yes, I believe that he was trying to protect her image. He didn't want to go this far as releasing all this stuff. His back was against the wall. He's doing what he can. But since the judge may have felt that you let your child be with her in the meantime anyway, then you are showcasing that you don't believe there's an imminent threat in this situation. You may not believe there's an imminent threat. I'm speculating, but I think that's the judge's angle, because that's the words that was used, imminent threat. Because Hattie did say that she got to work on herself. She said he's exaggerating, but I did do the work to make sure that I'm 100% okay to go ahead and take care of my child. But let's go ahead and just run the clip from my live stream, man. Make sure y'all turn the notification bells on so you don't miss a live stream, dog. Tonight we going live reacting to the Lil Wayne album on Twitch. You know we can't do music on YouTube, but we gonna be on Twitch. So go in the description. Make sure you follow the Twitch to be on point for that, man. But peep this real quick. This is a response in opposition of the request for domestic violence restraining order filed by Daryl Granberry, DDG. I am requesting the court deny Daryl's request. Instead, I request that the court grant me permission to take our son out of the country to perform my employment duties. I also request orders to stop Daryl personally, and that he instruct his family and friends to stop posting about our son, this litigation, and me on all platforms discussed below. That includes Dub, Baby Rich. Those are the main ones speaking. You also have the Shay. Who else? Your Rage, several other folks. Basically, if anyone has spoken to DDG before, she gonna basically say that's actually a friend and they need to stop talking about the situation. But these people are just content creators reacting to the latest news, the latest thing, the trending topic. And these are two stars in that world, two huge YouTube stars, two people that you can't go around not talking about. So that'll be interesting to see how the judge decides on that, or the response from DDG's team. But to continue, it says, I want to point out that Daryl has requested an order blocking me from traveling with our son for my scheduled work next month, and he waited until June 4th, 2025 to ask for custody orders, although he and his attorneys have ignored all of my attorney's efforts for him to have monitored visits with our son since the issuance of the TRO on May 13, 2025. So Daryl has exaggerated, lied, and misconstrued for the court not only the history of our relationship, but our parenting and my mental health. There's no doubt that I was emotionally devastated in 2022 and 2023 by his behavior and ongoing abuse. I have been very vocal about my anxiety, depression, and previous thoughts of suicide without waiving the psychotherapist, patient privilege, and physician-patient privilege. I have reached out to my doctor and received treatment to address these issues. Like the homie said earlier, D Squared, saying I'm delivered, all right? That's what she's saying, I'm delivered, I'm good now. So I have been and remain 100% available and capable as a parent to our son, Halo. Had Daryl really been concerned about my parenting, he would have taken action prior to this time. He has never sought custody orders or any orders protecting Halo until today, the day that my DVRO was set. Halle, this sound like the internet talking points, saying if you felt this way about how I am, then you should have been said something. But DDG has been saying for the longest, he's been protecting your image. He's been protecting you. Why would he just air all this stuff out when he's trying to protect you? That's why he wasn't doing it. Because for him to be able to get custody being a man, especially knowing how you may be based on how he's trying to portray you to be, it wasn't going to be easy. So for him to get that custody, he was going to have to do these things. You draw first blood. You drew first blood. He had to respond in his opinion. He told the truth. And you're not denying it. You're just saying that you are 100% good now after getting help from your therapist. But he told the truth about what you was going through. But let's continue. So she says most of Daryl's alleged incidents took place in 2022 and 2023. It is now June 4, 2025, but Daryl makes no specific allegations about any incident since his own claims about an incident that took place back in January 2025, which I addressed in my DVRO. Yet Daryl did not seek any orders for protection or custody until now, nearly 5 months later. Excuse me. So they said the same thing about you too, Halle, saying that you were sitting on information. So Alright, so yet Daryl did not seek any orders for protection or custody until now, nearly 5 months later. In his declaration, Daryl has also failed to explain why he waited until now to ask for orders, DV, or custody. If he genuinely had any concerns about me as a parent or me as a parent, this cold retribution to embarrass, humiliate, and cause me additional emotional distress. Daryl has repeatedly threatened to file something to cause me additional harm. His papers are nothing more than ongoing abuse. I will address the truth about his allegations further if the court sets his request for hearing. I'm sorry, because I'm laughing about this because I'm thinking about this girl earlier. I seen girls arguing, and the girl was like, yo, she's saying some wild stuff. Like, she said he threatened me with 50-50. When I read that before, that the threatening with 50-50 shit, that threw me off. How you threaten someone with 50-50? That's not a threat. That's a negotiation, in my opinion, but whatever. She says, I am contractually obligated to be in Italy to film a movie. I have been and remain Halo's caretaker. Halo cannot be left in Daryl's care and or his mother's care. I do not pose a threat to our son or to myself. These allegations will be disproved at the time of the hearing. So she's waiting until the hearing, and that's when she can speak her piece about all the text messages that was sent from her to DDG, which were very damning, dog. Halle, like, all jokes aside, everything aside, I hope you are okay, and you weren't just using that for emotional manipulation and emotional abuse. I hope that wasn't just a situation, but you were saying some wild stuff. I hope you good. And if not, boy, okay, to continue. So as the court may recall, on May 13, 2025, I was granted a TRO. We went over that. So I had asked that the court also grant an order to stop Daryl from continuing to harass me online. His online presence is his means of financial support, and he has continued to use this to cause me distress and harm. Daryl is a professional YouTube and Twitch blogger and rapper. Whenever he wishes to cause upset and get clicks, he starts bad-mouthing me to his 7 million of fans. That's no. DDG don't just use you for clicks, man. Maybe for like blogs. I'm trying to be neutral, but I'm seeing too much, dog. I'm seeing too much in his response. This is simply damage control, bro. This Rock Nation do better. So because DDG, he went crazy. Stream University did the most views he ever did. Never mentioned Halle once. Ever did on streamers, like I think a live stream on Twitch. Crazy numbers. Did not mention Halle once. So how are you being used for clicks? I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. The man just want a son. So since the orders were made, this online behavior has only escalated and now continues to receive death threats. A few examples of these angry, aggressive posts are attached to Exhibit 2. We'll get to that later. So his fans constantly post pictures of our sons and are surveilling our son and me. Our son is not a public figure, and his safety and well-being are of great concern. Just recently, Daryl's fan posted a video of Halle in a public park with my babysitter while I was in New Jersey working, claiming I am a bad parent for working. This means that someone was watching our whereabouts and following Halo and my nanny in a park. The post is attached as Exhibit 3. I seen that when it went viral. That was crazy. I think the caption was like, it was Halo being pushed in the swing. He was kind of looking he wasn't looking like he was having fun. He was just had a little look on his face. People was like, damn, look like he wanted his daddy. Shit was crazy. Y'all be wildin', man. Folks funny as hell online, but it says right here. Daryl even posted about learning about the court orders issued live on social media the day after the orders were made, but he refused to accept service of the papers until June 3rd, 2025. I will bring the video that Daryl posted of himself to court. He has been out of state, and his representatives have not accepted service until yesterday. He was live though. He didn't. I mean, I guess since he posted it, but you know, whatever. That's a moot point. So Daryl has used the last 3 weeks since the orders were made to only increase his online campaign against me. He live streamed 24/7. In addition, I have received threats from his friends and family. This caused me tremendous emotional distress and fear. During this time, I have tried through my attorney to arrange monitored visits with our son. I had asked the court for this in order in hopes he would accept some visits. and he has ignored my attempts. I've also tried to set up a settlement conference, but he has ignored my attempts. So I would like to see that explained. No. Yeah, you don't want to be monitored with your damn son. I feel like that's a slap in the face. But in the court of law, I want to know, would the court look at it some type of way if you didn't accept the attempts and they were legit attempts to go ahead and see your son? I will want to know how the court would see that for sure. Because this is what it's all about, him seeing his son. That all the drama, all the X, Y, and Z. Fuck. Can he see his son? Is he given the opportunity to see his son? And is he taking advantage of every opportunity to see his son? Those things can haunt him. But in other situations I've seen myself, I've been a witness to a dad not being around up until child support was filed against him. He responded, and then the dad was around every single time past that point, and the court didn't care about no other sign previous to that point, you know? So that's that right there. So instead, Daryl waited until the day before June 4th, 2025, hearing to make claims against me and feign concerns about events from years ago in retaliation to my filing of my DVRO, asking the court for orders that would enjoin me from working next month. There's further evidence of his abuse and coercive control. He is following through with his prior threats. At any point in the last 3 weeks, he could have addressed any issues with my counsel regarding visits or my scheduled employment out of the country. This behavior is to get more clicks and fame for him online. I disagree with that. I do think that he should have figured out a way to contact her if he could to try to fix this, but I don't think it's just for him to get more clicks and fame online. I do think he had to go ahead and expose what you've been up to behind the scenes to not make himself like a monster. I do agree with that, but I don't think it's just for clicks and fame. The court should also be aware that Daryl has been violating the orders made and having his agents and third parties text me and threaten me. I'll provide proof at the hearing of this ongoing abuse. She says, I must be on set in Italy to film a movie. I am contractually bound to be there from June 7th, 2025 to August 4th, 2025. Daryl has known about this work obligation for months. This is my source of income on which Halo and I rely to pay our bills. Daryl has not contributed to any regular support since Halo was born. I will be held liable for damages to this film if I am not there, which I believe will be a breach of my contract. I cannot leave Halo with Daryl, as Daryl will be out of town a majority of those months. Halo is also protected. He's also a protected person by the court's temporary restraining order. That's kind of messed up, man. So on Saturday, May 31st, that's my birthday, 2025, Daryl and his brother were recording on TikTok being involved in a fist fight with another man. I'll bring this video to court. Daryl and the people around him are aggressive and angry, which leads me to believe this is not a safe environment for Halo. This is a quick part. They just threw this in quickly. This is about the fight that happened at DreamCon. They just threw that shit in there to see what we could do. Let's go ahead and pile on whatever, because it wasn't a lot there. On Saturday, Daryl and his brother were recorded on TikTok being involved in a fist fight with another man. I'll bring this video to court. So yeah, I don't know. Like, that could be some bullshit. That could be some issues. It can be. Right now, I'm more interested in seeing how the court responds to this information. That's how I'm always feeling everything that happens in these type of situations. So, all right. So moreover, Daryl plans to be in Houston, Hawaii, Atlanta, and Paris streaming 24/7 during the month of June 2025, according to his own online post. When he has had custody in the past, he has left Halo with his mother. As of June 2nd, 2025, Daryl is online railing against me, alleging he cannot see his son. He is not in Los Angeles. This behavior is not child-centered, and Halo is only being used to further his fan base and online presence. That's not true. That's not fair, bro. One thing I hate about court, bro, is that people lie for the convenience of knowing that they're trying to paint a picture, and they know they just exaggerating some. I don't think that's true. Like, DDG is gonna show you. DDG is the type of nigga, he gonna showcase everything he's proud of. Everything he's proud of, he gonna brag on it. That's the type of nigga he is. If he has a son he's proud of and he can't show it, he's going to show it off. You his girlfriend, he wanted to show you off. You didn't want to be in the camera, but he's going to show you off. He's a show off, and it has nothing to do just for being for clicks. That's just his personality. It's not just a gross fan base. His personality is just a show off. So if he loves something, he's going to show it off. I just don't agree with that, dog. But I get it. For core purposes, I get it. I understand what's going on. You're trying to paint the person to be a bad person and you want to exploit anything you can exploit to go ahead and damage their character. I understand how court goes. It's dirty. It's muddy. I get it. Hopefully I never ever have to go through this. But she says right here, I am again requesting that the court restrain and enjoin Daryl as well as his agents, including his family and friends, from posting about our son, this litigation, and me on all platforms, including but not limited to Twitch, YouTube, X, aka Twitter, and Instagram. So right here you say, I ain't lying. I swear to God, I ain't lying. In court, I ain't lying. That's that right there. All right, so this is basically the lawyer saying that DDG didn't have a lawyer, but he did have some people that were possibly going to be his lawyer, but they were never officially retained until May 28th. That's when they were finally retained, and that's when it was able to finally let him get an understanding that, okay, this is when we're going to give you the paperwork to let you know that you are getting this restraining order. And that was June 3rd is when they actually finally received it. So that's when things finally went into place for the restraining order, as far as the court documents. And this is the exhibit. This is things went over streams a couple weeks ago. We went over this already. And this is the things that she's saying that the fans were sending her. LMAO, no it's not. We plan to drive Halle absolutely crazy to the point she either self-harms or gives the baby back to DDG. Man, ain't no that when you just search your name and you trying to find the worst shit possible. We don't know this nigga really a fan or whether just the damn a troll. Ain't no likes, no views, no nothing on this damn tweet. And you will see something. You will see something. You see this one, Free Halo. You see how this one got some actual views and likes? Free Halo. That one probably real. This one, this is a. You see how these other tweets? They got likes and views. And this one, this is from a show. I see it's been deleted, but still, if it's been deleted, you still gonna see some type of interaction. Sometimes I may be wrong though, but let DDG see his son. Let him see his son. This is getting sad. DDG may be in the ass, but we know he's a good dad. Don't take that away from Halo. Yeah. Let that nigga see his baby, yo. DDG. Let DDG see his son. Our partying, but couldn't let him have his son for one night while in the same city. One day Halo will understand the damage she has done to his childhood. Free Halo. And more people talking about her. You're a horrible person for not letting Daryl see Halo while you're partying in New York and then taking him with you to a different country right after. It's been a month since he saw his son. Put your hatred for him aside and become a better person. And this is the photo of when Halo was on a swing. That's when they was doing their thing. And this is, you know, the lawyer, his correspondence with DDG's lawyer after he finally got somebody retained to facilitate the delivery of the DVRO, domestic violence restraining order, okay?